The movement of Pacquiao keeping him in trouble.
Manny Pacquiao never fails to surprise me with what he brings to the table. It's always a little better than I thought.
The biggest win of his career. And a huge right hand from Yugus with that jab. Yet again, a good hook through Yugus off balance, and he might have stunned him there. Now Barrios back to the body, and then connects on the left cross. Stuns. Gets in a huge there. Yugus stunned him.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at me. Come here. You all right?
Pacquiao beat and positioned a lot of fighters with his feet and his movement. He has a dance rhythm when he attacks his target.
Y me partiría el corazón. Ojalá que no sea. Yo creo y voy que gana Manny Pacquiao. Pero si es lo contrario, que gana Mario Barrios, va a demostrar que es total.
It's one thing when analysts disagree over a fight. But it's entirely different when the fighters who've shared the ring with Manny Pacquiao, felt his speed, his angles, his storm, can't even agree on the outcome. That's what makes this fight unique. For the first time in years, legends, Hall of Famers, champions, and even a man who fought Pacquiao himself aren't united in their predictions. And that's why the boxing world is tuning in with bated breath. This isn't just another comeback bout. At 45, Pacquiao isn't chasing a payday, he's chasing relevance against a younger, hungrier Mario Barrios, a fighter known for pressure, power, and patience. On paper, Pacquiao's resume dwarfs Barrios's, with 8 divisions and dozens of Hall of Fame names crossed off. But boxing doesn't care about paper when age is a factor. That's what has every legend playing strategist, each seeing something different in their minds. Some, like Bernard Hopkins, see themselves refusing to fade, outthinking opponents rather than outmuscling them. Others, like Marco Antonio Barrera, shake their heads at the math, legs that don't move like they used to, and the danger of facing a fighter still writing his own story. And then there's why Dennis Yugus, the man who once handed Pacquiao his last loss, now hesitant to pick Manny outright. That hesitation reveals what makes this fight fascinating. Legends aren't just choosing sides, they're showing what they value most. Experience or momentum, legacy or hunger, past or future. Because this isn't just Pacquiao versus Barrios, it's a debate about what wins when time begins to tip the scales.
Pacquiao beat and positioned a lot of fighters with his feet and his movement. He has a dance rhythm when he attacks his target.
He closes that distance.
He's not flat-footed. He's here. He stays on his toes. He got a bounce to him. See when.
If any legend didn't hesitate to back Pacquiao, it's Bernard Hopkins. And it's easy to see why. Hopkins sees a lot of himself in Manny, a fighter who refuses to let age define him. Speaking to TalkSport, Hopkins praised Pacquiao's experience and speed, suggesting that even at 45, those tools could still frustrate a younger, less seasoned opponent like Mario Barrios. Hopkins isn't just talking, he's speaking from experience, winning titles into his late 40s, building a second career by outthinking fighters half his age. He believes ring IQ, patience, and conditioning can triumph over youth and explosiveness. To Hopkins, Pacquiao can still wield those tools if he uses them correctly. His prediction? A decision win for Manny. Hopkins emphasizes control, using angles and movement to dictate the fight's rhythm. It's a classic Hopkins game plan: take away the confidence of youth, limit opportunities, and make the opponent doubt himself round by round. What's notable is how much Hopkins values what Pacquiao still possesses over what he may have lost. Legs may not be what they once were, but experience, he argues, can neutralize pressure if used wisely. Does Pacquiao still have that cerebral dominance? Or is Hopkins' confidence rooted in what Manny was? For Hopkins, it's legacy over youth, craft over chaos. And for fans who believe Pacquiao can turn back time, Hopkins is their most credible voice.
Está activo, es el campeón actual, no es tan complicado como los campeones que hay, pero arriba del ring se va a volver peligroso. Y también hay que recordar, Mario Barrios fue el que le ganó y retiró a Yugus. ¿Qué pasó con Yugus? Yugus fue el que le ganó a Manny Pacquiao. Es una matemática que no...
Marco Antonio Barrera, a respected Mexican legend who shared eras with Pacquiao, sees it differently. Speaking with TalkSport, Barrera was direct: the math doesn't favor Manny. At 45, Pacquiao is facing a younger man with stamina, rhythm, and relentless pressure. Barrera's experience fighting into his later years informs his view. He's seen veterans dragged into uncomfortable waters by younger fighters. For him, it's not about Pacquiao's skills declining drastically. It's whether his body can sustain 12 rounds of relentless pressure without slowing. Barrera respects Pacquiao's legacy, acknowledging his speed and fight-ending ability, but in the age gap, he favors youth, especially when facing a fighter still in his prime. Barrera's perspective is rooted in Mexican boxing values, volume, aggression, and endurance, traits that Barrios embodies. To Barrera, pressure and willpower can outlast even the most skilled. For fans aligned with him, this isn't disrespect, just realism. Legends slow down. Against a fighter who keeps coming forward, slowing even briefly could be costly. While Hopkins champions experience, Barrera champions youth, pressure, and momentum, the only logical choice, in his view.
You know, there's no one answer to that question. You know what? Maybe he can do it. Maybe he knows the right thing to do. And wait, it's just the way you feel.
For you, just your.
That's not my job. I can't do that. I can't
Pick and choose.
Sugar Ray Leonard didn't pick a clear winner like Hopkins or Barrera. But his take may be the most revealing. In an interview with TalkSport, Leonard said if Pacquiao focuses, he can still win, highlighting the mental aspect of boxing as the real decider. For Leonard, this isn't about speed or footwork alone, it's about whether Pacquiao can mentally prepare himself for 12 disciplined rounds against a younger opponent. Leonard knows from experience that coming back isn't just about physical ability, it's about mindset. He emphasizes timing, shot selection, and conserving energy early, leaving room for a late surge. Leonard respects Barrios' strengths, especially his high work rate, but suggests that Pacquiao's greatest weapon is his mental toughness and veteran instincts. His tone is more challenge than prediction. If Pacquiao can mentally commit, youth may not matter. But if he can't, Barrios' momentum could carry the day. Leonard's perspective underscores how fighters see the sport. Who imposes their mind on the fight will ultimately decide the outcome.
He might be 40 in his 40s, but he did beat a very, very game Thurman, a very dangerous punch with both hands, and he neutralized him pretty easily. So I was looking for that with that Pacquiao that came in, and I'll tell you, he showed tonight. He's still got a lot left.
Yenny's Yugus, the man who retired Pacquiao, offers a different perspective. Speaking recently, Yugus didn't outright pick Barrios, but he also didn't back Pacquiao confidently. Instead, he called the fight high risk and closer than many think. Yugus knows Pacquiao's current form. When they fought, Manny was fast but inconsistent, with footwork that lagged at times. Against a fighter who controls distance and maintains steady pressure, Pacquiao struggles to adapt. Barrios, now stronger and more confident, is a different challenge. Yugus' hesitation isn't disrespect, it's caution, based on his experience fighting both men and understanding their current states. He recognizes Pacquiao's greatness but also that time is undefeated. If Yugus, who defeated Manny and lost to Barrios, can't confidently pick the legend, it signals how uncertain this fight really is. Even those who know Pacquiao best see risks, making this more unpredictable than ever.
Pacquiao again, the aggression. And it's early over the first couple of rounds. Good right hand. That's come on. Call Pacquiao on the right.
It does make it visible though. And now another right hand.
When you compare these opinions, a bigger picture emerges. This isn't just Pacquiao versus Barrios, it's a reflection of how different eras define victory. Hopkins, Barrera, Leonard, and Yugus aren't just making predictions, they're revealing what they value in boxing. Hopkins sees control, experience as the ultimate equalizer, where patience and craft can overcome youth. Barrera champions youth, pressure, and relentless offense, values rooted in Mexican boxing tradition. Leonard emphasizes mindset, adaptability, and mental toughness, believing Pacquiao still has that ability if he approaches the fight with hunger. Yugus, with first-hand experience fighting both, offers the most modern view, highlighting physical decline and the importance of work rate. These divided opinions aren't just predictions, they're a debate about what boxing rewards: brain or body, storm or calm, legacy or youth. The split among the legends reflects how much the sport has evolved across generations.
Mario Barrios, I know he's playing hard. He has to defend himself. I'm a challenger, so I have to make more extra mile to punish myself and able to.
Juan Manuel Marquez, who beat Pacquiao in the past, offers perhaps the most grounded insight. Speaking extensively, Marquez emphasized experience as Pacquiao's greatest weapon. Timing, speed, and ring IQ still matter at 46. But he also warns of the danger. Barrios' youth and pressure could pose a real threat. Marquez himself figured out Pacquiao's rhythm after 4 fights, and his cautious optimism is telling. He trusts Manny's professionalism and preparation, but recognizes the challenge. If Pacquiao's legs fade or if Barrios forces him into trading, the upset is possible. Marquez's words are a mix of respect and realism. He believes Manny can still win, but only if he fights smart and stays true to his experience. His insight reminds us that in boxing, even the most seasoned fighters must respect the evolving game and the rising talents waiting to take their place.